Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do the Pacific Standard Heist. I'm going to show you the route that I take, which I think is one of the safest routes. I have actually seen a few videos of different strategies. You can drive directly to the boats and stuff, but this one is with the bikes. Pretty standard, run down the alley, blow up the bikes. The person with the money stays in the bank to protect most of the money. And then we spawn at the bikes, and then we'll take the bikes, and then I'll show you the route that I take, which is just through the meadows. It's a pretty solid route. You can pretty much, in the most part, drive it blindly. You don't really have to pay attention if you follow the exact route, like hitting logs and stones and stuff and falling off your bike. There's a few places where you might have to pay attention, but in the most part it's fine. So the first thing we want to do is we want to take out, this is probably the hardest part, to be honest, is to take out these vans, just because there's a whole bunch of cops show up. We don't kill the hostages inside. If you kill the hostages, the SWAT vans will show up, just making things a little bit more harder, I guess. So yeah, so I'm actually playing 2 of the 4 characters. I've got 2 Xboxes, and you'll see why I can't parachute at the end. So that's why I actually don't parachute. I have tried. I've actually thought I could actually do it, but it didn't work out too well. And I have actually a different route where you can actually ride down by the bridge, but it's really mixed bag whether that's you make it down. So I've found a super safe route to actually get down the mountain with 2 characters and both on the bike. So like I said, take out as many of these cops as you can. This is the hardest part, I suppose, for some people. But yeah, if your other players take out most of the vans, and you should be fine in this case to take these guys out. And then once you pass this kind of entry point here, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. You'll actually see it kind of glitches out sometimes. The helicopters don't sometimes show up. You'll see in this video, that's exactly what happens. But that's just kind of a hit or miss. Most times I think the helicopters will spawn over you at the top, just between this area and the bikes. But anyway, just take out the bikes. Sorry, take out these cops. There's a couple of cop cars. You can decide to take them out or not. You can actually jump over the walls here. If you go to the right, you can actually jump over the wall, jump on the roof. That's how I used to do it. We take out a few of the cops behind us. And then I'm just going to jump over this wall, just kind of through the gates here. But like I said, you can actually, if you just to my right, there's this kind of white wall. You can actually go in there and just jump over the wall as well. But you decide whether you need to take them out or not, or you want to go this route. Anyway, this is kind of what I do nowadays. Sometimes you jump over the wall there, you fall on the roof and stuff. Anyway, you don't have to kill anyone here. You just pretty much run through this area. Sometimes there's a cop just on the balcony. You can probably, in the most part, just ignore him. Like I said, this is the area where the helicopters will generally spawn above you, and you can notice in this case they don't, right? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I don't know if it's just because I didn't shoot as many cops or there's some kind of weird thing going on there, but I've definitely noticed a few times that the helis just don't actually even spawn above you, so it's kind of cool. And sometimes, like you'll notice in front of me, there should be a cop car, right? So this whole kind of sequence, there's no cops. There should be 2 cops running out of here trying to shoot at you. And like I said, I think most of the times they will, but in this case today, they do not. Okay, so once we get here, we're going to take out the bikes, and then I'm going to blow myself up so we can get the money guy into the area, and then we're going to jump on the bikes, and we're going to take mostly the regular route, but I'll show you my route, and it's pretty, I've done it all the time. It's pretty proven. Like I say, you can go directly to the boat and you don't even have to follow this route. I think once you blow up the bikes, Lester tells you to take whatever route you want, right? So you can jump in a car. A lot of people just take cars. You can follow the route. You can take bikes. I like driving bikes myself. It's pretty easy. Some people struggle to do that, and like I say, in this case, I'm running 2 characters, 2 Xboxes. So I have to put my second character on the back of my bike. But like I said, you can jump in a car if you wanted as well. But I like driving the bikes. I actually like following the route most of the way anyway. And like I said, I used to go all the way to the end and kind of drive down the mountain, but sometimes I would die and sometimes I would make it. But I wanted to try and do it without dying, kind of guaranteed success, right? Okay, so we're gonna just jump on bikes, and I'm gonna grab my second character here quick. Okay, and then I'm gonna show you the route that I take. So sometimes there's more cops that spawn in. Just remember, whoever's in front is going to have less cops. The guy behind you, typically you want the money guy in front of you. Then he'll take less damage because as long as he's close to you, it's fine. Like you can see, he's right behind me. That's perfect, no problem. But if he gets too far behind, he's going to take a lot of damage just because the cops will start spawning behind me, right? So if you can stay together, that's ideal. And like I said, this route is pretty solid. I've tested it. It works. You don't really have to think about it too much. You don't want to ride into a tree or anything. You kind of want to just kind of drive through this area. Sometimes cops will spawn in front of you, but most of the time you can just avoid them. So if you drive straight through the meadow here, the cops are kind of either on your left or your right. And they kind of pretty much leave you alone, like in the most part, right? As long as you keep moving, right? If you stick around, as you can see, the money guy behind me's got slowed down there. So I'm going to just wait for him at the top here, just so he can catch up to me, so he doesn't get bombarded with cops. And that's what I say, if he gets too far behind, then the cops start going in front of him and slowing him down, and you kind of want to kind of stay together if you can, or at least have him in front, and then you can take the heat, right? And you can see there's some cops spawning in front of us the longer you wait, right? So okay, we're just going to keep on heading very straight through this meadow. Like I say, if you stick to this spot, there are some logs kind of just to my right here. So if you stick too straight, you'll miss them. If you go too far to the right there, you might run into these logs just kind of over the hill there. Drive through the trees here. I typically go straight. You can go left, it doesn't really matter too much. I kind of take this kind of roundabout route, drive straight down. I might go a little higher. And just go towards the crane there. You'll see the crane there. Just drive towards the crane. Normally I'm a little bit to the right there as I come through. And then we're going to take a right here on this road here. Again, all roads lead to Rome, but this is kind of the route I take. And you can go to the right there, so you don't have to go around this roundabout, but I typically just come around here. I take a right here, I take a right again, I go around this fence here, and I go straight down, and then I just go straight. And if you go straight, you won't hit anything, pretty much. There's some poles and stuff. There's this crate thing, this red thing on the right here. But you can pretty much go straight, don't have to think about it. You're not going to hit anything, or shouldn't. And then I'm going to take a right here just to this barrier. There's kind of a barrier, and then I'm going to head out to the railway track, and I'm going to jump on the railway track and then head most of the way, not all the way, but just until I get to those water towers. Now you can sometimes drive on the tracks here, makes it a little bit quicker if you're skilled enough. And then yeah, the cops will come by and they pretty much leave you mostly alone. They'll take some pot shots at you, but I don't think they really come onto the tracks or anything. So you can choose to go straight, a little bit more, take more of a distance. I normally just go here by the water towers and I go down in between the rocks, but I think you can probably go straight. There's some hills and stuff you can get through. I typically just jump down here, and then if there are cops like this guy, I'll just stay on the left there. You can kind of just ride on the side of this little hill here. I take a left here, just because sometimes the cops will block the bridge there. And I just kind of come over here, and then we're going to head up this little mountain. Now this gets tricky if your other crew's behind you. He could get bombarded if you go through the bridge. So I'm going to wait here. It kind of threw me off here a little bit, just because he got far behind. You kind of want to hit this area at the same time, so not too many cops will spawn on the bridge. But I'm kind of waiting for him, and I've got these two cops here that they kind of the AI is pretty smart here, right? But if you kind of wait for them, they get confused, right? So don't try and rush past them. Let them try and get confused and then ride around them is the best strategy. Just kind of hit the brakes and then you'll be able to ride around most of them. Sometimes they'll catch you right on the bridge. There'll be some SWAT vans and stuff. And then it's a little tricky to get around. I got thrown on my bike there and I had to steal a cop car, take out the cops and go back for my bike. I guess I could have gone without it. Okay, so we're going to head straight through the tunnel and I'm going to show you where we're going to take a right down to the bikes to avoid the parachuting. So if you are carrying a second person, both of us have two people on our bikes. The person I'm playing with has younger players, so they sometimes struggle with parachuting. So and I definitely can't parachute, so for sure I have no choice but to ride down the mountain, and this is definitely a safe way to do it. Okay, so we're just going to follow the route, just keep following the route until you see the white water towers. It's kind of almost at the bridge, just before the wooden bridge, but not quite. As soon as you cross that wooden bridge, you can't come back. So if you go too far, you have to go through that wooden bridge and keep going. Okay, just the standard route here. I used to drive up the mountain before I used to play, but following this path is probably just the easiest. Okay, so keep going, and I think it's just around the next corner. I'm not sure it's quite at the next check mark. We'll see. There it is. So we're going to take a right here. So it's not at the yellow check mark. Take a right, follow this path. We've got the water towers on my right here, and you can see there's a path all the way down to the boat. If you look at the mini map, and we're just going to follow the path, most of it, and then drive straight the path to the boat. So there's not a lot of cops spawning at this point because I think we've done most of the routes the way, to avoid the cops. I could have gone a little bit further there. I'm going to just go down here for today, but yeah, you can go around and just follow the road. It's probably safer. And then yeah, voila. And again, you can see there's not too many cops here. There are a few cops that spawn once we get into the boat, but again, nothing. We don't lose too much money. Okay, just make yourself down to the boat here. I've kind of come a little bit short. The boat looks closer than it is, but it's actually a little bit further there. But anyway, riding right diagonal to the boat's probably best. Again, not a lot of cops here. If you drove straight to the boats, this entire shore would be filled with cops spawning and cop cars, and you'll be dealing with them. There's a helicopter above us. Okay, we're just going to pick up our second character here. My second character, rather. And again, some cops, not too much. And if you duck down, the guy with the money, if you actually duck down, I think you just hit A on Xbox and duck down, you'll take a few less bullets, save a bit of money, but probably not necessary. You can see there's some cop boats in the water here because we didn't follow the full route. And there you go. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Definitely I think it's going to be my preferred route going forward. It just makes it easier. If you have a friend or somebody on doing the heist that can't drive bikes, not everybody can drive bikes. I remember when I first started playing GTA, I couldn't drive a bike for the life of me. I had to have somebody carry me, and when you first play around, or you're not really good at bikes, this is a great path to take. And then don't worry, later on you'll get more skilled, and once you get skilled enough, you can drive your own bike, right? I think the bikes are a lot of fun. And just for those that are asking or wondering, the Kuruma or the garage, whether you could stick your Kuruma in, by the bikes has been patched a long time ago, which is unfortunate. You know, so you can't take the Kuruma. For those wondering, why didn't you just take the Kuruma, right? So it's been patched. As far as I know, let me know if that's not accurate. But anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Enjoy, and yeah, let me know what you think. Take care.